Hello guys, how have you been? My name is Lindenberg Venâncio. I am the studio specialist based in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And today, let's continue our project. This is the session number 3. If you start by this video, I strongly recommend that you pause it here, take a look on the description below, and go to the complete playlist. Start by the video 1. That way, you'll be able to understand everything from the project. Okay? So, on the first video from project, we describe how the project will be. On the second video from project, we prepare our organization, create fields, create records, and so on. So, now we will start hand on the logs, okay? So now we will really create a project. So the first thing that we will create is a DataRaptor, because of the idea it's create an asset. An asset, it's a record that you have products and accounts. So we will create a DataRaptor to get the account records. So let's go. First thing that we need to keep in mind, and we will be asked about that on interview and certification. If we want to create that happens to extract a single object, it must be a DataRaptor turbo extract. It's simple, it's faster, and Salesforce and I myself strongly recommend, if you have just a single object to extract or object with relationship, for example, count and contact, quote, and so on. So let's create a single DataRaptor extract with a relationship. Okay, so let's create our DataRaptor extract. I have oops, it's OmniScript. So data mappers. Well, I still calling DataRaptors, because of I did that for so many years, but the real name is now data mappers. But I call DataRaptor. I like that. What can I do? So new, set the name. I strongly recommend, when you create a component, create a name that you can identify, describe where this project comes from. Can be a project, can be your team, and so on. Here we choose the interface, and then JSON. Okay, so we are almost there. So here we will select our X object. Here it will be the output node, can be accounts. So we use this DataRaptor extract on Type-Ahead blog. The idea, it's user start type about name from company, and then you have a list from name that user can choose one of them according to the name. So here we choose name. Operator must be like, and variable will be account name. Okay. In that situation, I will not need a related object, could be, but now I do not need. I want name, I want phone, and I want website. Okay. So something that we also need to keep in mind. Here, for example, if a user types A, in query will be something like that. On DataRaptor Extract, operator work like that. So if you have thousands of records and user type just A, so you retrieve so many data from Salesforce and you not be nice to user. So we will limitate how many records users can have. If they want a specific account, they should type a bit more. Okay? So let's preview. A. So we have here and as you see, we didn't go over the change records. Well, it's org for test, so I don't have so many records here. Something that I like to do. Save the data. Go to JSON editor. I really like this one. And have something saved here. Okay. So first component is done. So now let's create our OmniScript, who is the main component from our project. New. Great. Asset will be okay. So when you identify our OmniScript, it will be type, underline, subtype, underline, language. Okay? So if we need to undefine call our OmniScript from another application is how we can find it on our org, okay? Type, underline, subtype, underline, language. So let's create our OmniScript. So here we go. So let's have some fun. Always created with the first step. The first step, it's basically our screen. You know, when you have 3 steps, we see one screen after another. So it will be our first screen from the flow. Use. So name, I defined also the data structure. We will see very soon. And choose label. It's name that we show to user. Okay, so let's build. And I want Type-Ahead block. Search here, choose, very difficult, drag and drop. Okay, so I choose the name, type ahead. Here we go. Account here. So let's just account. Will be okay. So, as you can see, I had already type ahead, but it doesn't work alone by itself. See, I have a type ahead, execute, hit AAA, and nothing happened. Something, as I told you. Do you see account? So on the Omni data JSON, I have a node account, type ahead account, TAA account, block, and here account. Do you see? Here, when choose name, we also choose structured data from Omni data JSON. But as you can see, nothing happened. Why not? Because of I needed to choose components that will be responsible for get this data that I select here. I use DataRaptor, but can be integration procedure, it could be HTTP action, could be Apex class on the response action, you know. So let's bring here data mapper turbo action. Here we go. BA get account, I have already here. Get account, choose the interface, basically is the name of the DataRaptor that I had already here. And then I needed to choose the input parameters that I pass to our DataRaptor. I pass this parameter here. So data source will be this one and account name. Here we go. So let's see what happened. As you can see, now I had return from my DataRaptor. But for sure, that's not nice. For sure, that is not what the customer wants to see, right? So let's go back here from the return from DataRaptor. For when you need to use a type-ahead block, we need to have an array. But here, we don't have an array. We have an object with an array inside the object. How can you solve that? Very simple. Let's choose our DataRaptor. Then I choose the response JSON path, which is my account. So when I hit preview, hit A. Now it's a bit better, right? But it's still not what customers like to see. So I can go to here and type ahead key, his name. So when I hit preview, okay, now is much better. And do you see? When I select the account, I have the return from the data that's okay. So imagine that you want some information here. Let's say website and phone. Design. I build. Input text. Note that this parameter should be inside of the type ahead. Okay. So get phone. 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 I can let's put really only just be sure that information is correct. Website, website, website. But to here on Edge communication have both. Okay, so I can go to preview. And I hit here. So now I have phone and website if I need. I think that I can hide this edit button here. And now I'm not able to see. I think that I don't use it for this function for a while, and I forgot. So let's try now. I have this by default. Now it's okay. So if something didn't work because of this should bring the information from. Here we don't have. Okay. So it works. So let's do something here. Let's add a conditional block. If phone phone is not equal, no. Okay. Let's see. Okay, preview. Don't have. Website and phone are no. Take off this and this. Preview. Okay. So, to say the truth, I prefer like original. I believe that's is more interesting with that edge. Okay. But something that we need to care. I can show you. Go to design. I create another step. And let's see step 2. Let's rename that in next session. Okay. So as you can see, I should select account before to move, right? And not be able to move to next step without selection account. So probably people will say, put the data here and say that data is required. Okay. So, that's required, so I cannot move. More or less, say, as you can see, I didn't choose any account because of this value is not valid. And it's agreed that I move. How can you solve that? So we can go back to our design. We don't need that to be required. We can use a component here called set error between one step to another. I move, go over the step. This error verify if everything is okay. If it's not, then go to next step. If I have some error here, say, look, you have error. Okay, so the account error. Name here is really not so much important. Something that we will do to make our life a little bit more easier. Oops, just one A. Copy and paste this data.json. When you need to get some information, it's much more easy. Even Salesforce recommend when I was studying for certification It's much more simple copy and paste data from Omni.json because of we reduce the chance of mistakes, right? So it's here. So I have this node. I will check if this ID is valid or not, but I need to pass this path: account, TA account block, TA account, and then ID. So it will be something like that. Count. See the truth? I don't need this here. That's the path information that I want. So go to design. Go to my set error. Set error is a little bit different. The condition view is what we don't want to see. I mean, the condition view is the condition from the error. Okay? So if this ID equal null, then I have an error. Okay? If this path until the ID, I don't have ID, I have an error. Okay? What element value I want to show a message? This TA account is where we set the account name for search. Say, hey, choose a valid count. Save in new. Let's preview. If I don't have nothing, if I say blah, 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 I don't have, do you see? Because of, then I don't have the ID from here. Oops. Now I have an ID, and I was able to move to next step. So that way, I can be sure if I move to the next step, I have an ID from accounts to be used on the next step. Well, I hope that you could enjoy the session. There is some little things here, but so many interesting that we needed to pay attention on the real projects, on the certifications. Remember again, when you want to get just one single object or objects with relationship between them, we must use DataRaptor to extract. Okay, and something very important here, it's going back here, this streaming data. Imagine that we are looking for information API with different nodes, and we need just one. Accounts are not something wrong. Accounts is to see. Now it's correct. So we're going back. If we receive this information from integration procedure that is already in production, or from an API with so many different nodes, but we want just one of them, we can go easily here on the response information is say, look, I want just accounts. Imagine that you have account, contact, and so on in this DataRaptor node. Okay, so we need to bring back to our OmniScript just the information that we really needed. Okay, I think that's this both topics that we need to keep in mind on certification and from real projects. Well, for now that's all. I hope that's you could enjoy the session. If you like this content, if you like what have been done on Salesforce industries, much more about on Studio for about 3 years, comment these videos on YouTube, share with your friends, because of it's motivate me to continue like that, because of sometimes it's not easy to understand if people like or if this content is relevant from to Salesforce community. With that, I can be more sure that the content is nice, that I'm going to a nice way. Okay, so see you on the next session.